Greetings. This is going to be a collective energy reading. First and foremost, Holy Spirit, casting away all dark energies sent to harm or disturb me, my loved ones, and you, collective. So I'm just going to hop right in. Bottom of the deck, the World card. So that represents a lot of fulfillment. Soroka energy surrounding that card is definitely a major arcana. What's happening with the collective right now? All right. So right now, somebody is feeling a lot of emotional pain. Okay. And this emotional pain just comes from like walking away. Like someone's definitely walking away from something, whether you're walking away from like a particular relationship or you're walking away from like a way of thinking. But either way, you're definitely separating yourself from something that's not really, making you feel the best. So that's really good because right now you're like anticipating and planning to like have more spiritual development. It's like you're more comfortable now in your skin. So like for example, if you were living with someone that didn't really support your spiritual journey, or just things that you were doing, you walking away, definitely it's making you feel comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable in your own home. um and that's really good. Clarify this hangman, Holy Spirit. Yeah, because I got two of cups and I said clarify this hangman. So someone's definitely you're definitely letting go of the past. Like you're letting go of past situations that may have, made you feel some type of way. You're definitely releasing a lot of trauma, a lot of betrayals and things of that nature. So that's good because with this Knight of Swords, you're definitely determined to do this. And you seizing this moment to, really choose yourself is definitely, yeah, it's definitely helping you. Because someone was like making you feel like powerless. They were just making you feel down. And somebody literally could have been feeling trapped. And it's like maybe this person was like mentally doing something like, you know, mentally abusive or anything of that nature. But this individual was definitely working in double energy. So you walking away was really the best thing that you could have did. You definitely followed your intuition. And now you're on the other side of that because now you're rapidly feeling more grounded. It's happening super, super fast. It's gaining momentum every day, every moment that you choose you, right? And also, it's also making you be more creative to where, you were feeling stuck and trapped, and now you're just seeing everything that wasn't right. There might have been a lot of things that you were ignoring or just letting, pass you because you was like, oh, it's not that serious, it's not that deep. But actually, you're realizing like this individual was just very dishonest. So a lot of lies are being like uncovered, and it's causing like this person to feel like very powerless, especially now that like they can physically see and they can energetically feel that they don't have that hold on you that they had before. And they're now like being overwhelmed, and they're also paranoid because whoever they are, like they're realizing that you were valuable. They're realizing that you were very valuable, and they're looking at the people that are around them, the same individuals that they kind of, put their feelings above yours. They're realizing that those individuals have no quality. There's no like true love there. There's no true support. All right, so this person is definitely getting a dose of their own medicine. It's like what that person was to you is what individuals are being to them now, that they're kind of like seeking support and they're not getting that support. Like they're literally getting a taste of their own medicine and they're realizing the errors of their ways. So expect some communication from this individual. Definitely, protect your peace. If this person does reach out to you and you don't feel comfortable, being in contact with them, definitely cut it off. You don't even have to tell them to leave you alone. Block. Okay. And that's going to be something that's really easy for you to do because it's literally like a dose of their karma. Like, because it's like as you move, like in this point in your life where you're actually making decisions and you're sticking to these decisions, it's becoming very easy for you to, go towards your destiny, which is your divine abundance. Confirmation. Yeah, with this King of Wands energy, you're definitely protective over yourself. All right. And you're also like honoring yourself. It's like, you probably was around this individual or whatever, and you just felt like, I know, I know I could do better. Like, this is not it for me. And you finally chose yourself. I'm happy for you. Yeah, with this Hierophant, it could be a Taurus, or it could just be some commitment. Like, you had a commitment with this individual, and they showed you that they weren't committed to you. Whew, man. And you're also gaining a lot of knowledge as well. And then this knowledge that you're gaining, it has to do with family relationships. It has to do with harmony. Okay, like, of course things are not going to be perfect. You know, things happen. There's discourse that happens sometimes. But you realize when it comes to discourse, you should not be feeling loss and sorrow and grief and despair. Like, when you start to feel those deep things and like your deep emotional wounds are being triggered, you start to realize that, if you don't provide me with a peaceful coexistence, if you can't even look towards peace or provide any type of security, they just you just can't be around. Yeah, with this Queen of Pentacles energy, like, you're definitely nurturing, and you took your time to celebrate this individual, and you definitely let this person know how important they were. Any type of advice or conversations that you had with this individual, like, it was for their highest good. You wanted them to live to the best of their potential, and in return, this person decided to try to like break you down. You know, I could be talking to someone that's a parent as well, and you're feeling very balanced now, and maybe even like your children can see the difference. Yeah, I'm definitely talking to a feminine energy. Like, you have a fresh outlook on your life, and you know that you deserve better. Like, you know that you are valuable, you are worthy of love, you're worthy of all the things that you want. So even if this individual was telling you hurtful things to, kind of chip away at your confidence, you're realizing that they were just projecting, like, they were projecting how shitty they felt on the inside. Yeah. And this is what's to come in. Like, right now, you could be in like hermit energy, to where you're sticking to yourself, you're just nurturing yourself in your home life. And what's gonna come in for you is like your next romantic connection that comes in. It's gonna be very abundant. Like, you're gonna be doing all the things that you wanted to do with this last individual. You will be provided with a lot of material security, but this person won't use it against you, and your efforts are definitely going to be rewarded, like the same way that you have celebrated individuals in the past that didn't deserve it. This next person that is going to come in for you, they are going to deserve that love, and they are going to appreciate that love, and they're going to pour into you just as much as you're pouring into them. So that's really good. I guess that's some tidbits on what's to come in for you. Yeah, like, you made the decision to move forward. You don't really know what's through the next door, but you know that it's better. All right, and that is the best thing, for you to do, because you're following your dreams, and you're realizing that, these new opportunities and this breakthrough that you're going through is definitely providing you with a lot of clarity. And this clarity has a lot to also do with opportunities that are coming your way. So you're probably getting a lot of opportunities right now, you know, and right now it's like you're working on managing your time better, and you're also focusing on making these choices to cut out individuals in your energy that are just immature, individuals that are not focused on their growth and healing. Okay, and you're no longer feeling bad for that as well. Yeah, like, you have maintained like this childlike innocence. You haven't lost the light within your eyes, and you're going to be experiencing a lot of pleasure and joy and comfort as you move forward in your life. And if you have children, your children are definitely going to see that as well. Like, your children are going to see their parent, whether you're feminine or masculine energy, like, they're going to see a committed partnership. They're going to see two individuals working together and loving each other and living in harmony, and that's what they deserve. And you living in this honesty and truth is bringing that in faster, because every situation that you have been through, whether the highs and the lows. Like, you've grown a lot, and you also learned a lot because your effort is very focused. You're not just doing shit just to do shit. All right. And while this individual is going through this tower moment, because yeah, they're realizing that they lost a divine being, you're walking into the light. Like, this sun card represents you, and this tower card is representing whoever you walked away from that was like in karmic energy. Honestly, it's feeling like a karmic, and you're actually like, your discernment is so much stronger now because you walked away from this individual. So you're definitely seeing the signs. You might have people that approach you, people that probably hit you up on social media, flirting or whatever, but you're realizing the red flags, and you're realizing how you may have ignored those red flags in the past, just seeing the best in people. And you're realizing, like, I need to be with someone that keeps me in that optimistic mindset. This, when someone comes into your life that is meant to be in your life, you're not going to feel anxious. You're not going to feel all jumbled up. It's going to feel peaceful. It's going to feel calm. That's love. Yeah. And someone's definitely stressing. Okay. And they're stressing because they're definitely frustrated because they know that the tower moment that they're going through, like these hard times that they're experiencing, they know that it's their karma. They are aware that they are paying for what they did to you. All right. Yeah. And you're so goal oriented. Like, you're so looking forward to all these new opportunities. And it's more so with your material success, so you probably was dealing with someone, and like, you were probably so stressed that you called out of work, or like you were unemployed or something. But it's like, as soon as you separated from this individual, you just had so much vigor, and you took pure action, like, towards the things that were important to you, literally. Like, you've made so much progress. Okay, so if nobody has told you, I'm going to tell you, I am proud of you. All right, because it's not easy. It's not easy to be fearless. It's not easy to walk by faith and not by sight. It's not easy, but you did it. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people crumble when faced with adversity. you know a lot of people hold on to individuals that hurt them and make them feel low, because in their mind it's like, at least someone's here. Like, you have released this codependent mindset, and it's because you're healing your inner child. If you have children, you're seeing, like, I don't want my children to grow up thinking that this is okay. you know I don't want my children to end up being an abuser, or I don't want my children to grow up thinking that it's okay to be abused or mistreated. All right, so that's really good. Yeah. And it's from your consistency. You're very consistent, and you have a plan, you have a routine with this love that you're showing to yourself, and you're also like giving yourself grace. All right. You're giving yourself grace for the moments that you don't feel good. You're giving yourself that grace because, sometimes it does take a little time, and it takes a little patience to heal from trauma, you know? You have some new beginnings coming your way, and it's going to come in the form of feelings, like feelings that you haven't felt in a really long time. Okay, like, it's been a long time since someone did something for you without expecting something in return. You are going to be meeting members of your soul tribe, as to where they're not just looking at the outside. Yes, you're beautiful, you know yes, you smell good. Yes, you dress good. Yes, you look good. But there are going to be individuals that see you for your soul, you know? And these individuals are going to be here for the long haul. They're not just going to use you for their own gain. They're not just going to take and take and take from you. They're going to pour into you as well. All right, this new beginning that you're stepping into is going to be the catalyst for the change in your life and the future generations, you know? And like, you're breaking so many generational curses, because you could be a person to where in your family, like, you don't see harmonious relationships. You see people struggling. You see people in poverty. You see people that, are just stuck in one point in their lives. Like, they're the same person today that they were 10 years ago, you know? And you're growing. You're growing, you're learning, you have discernment, and you have still maintained your innocence. You know, you have kept your morals and your values. You might have been through so many different things that others probably can't even imagine, because you don't look like what you've been through. All right? And that is the sign of a divine being. When you don't look like what you've been through, you're still excited about the future. You still have that energy, that drive to continue to push forward. All right? So keep it up. Keep it up. All right? Because it's very simple for you to move forward. Like, it's not difficult for you to cooperate with others. It's not. It's not difficult for you to love another individual. It's not difficult for you to have self control. It's not difficult for you to be calm. Bottom of the deck. It's because you're strong. You are strong in spirit. You are strong in the 3D, because you're able to set boundaries. You're able to let somebody know that's not about to fly over here, because maybe in the past, you let stuff slide. You kept giving chances. And then you started to realize that once you give a person too many chances, they just start ice skating. They don't give a damn. And you're realizing, like, once you show me who you are the first time, I'm going to just let you do you. Literally. You're learning how to walk away in peace. If there's individuals that, try to have secret competition with you, individuals that, want to cause conflicts with you, they try to intimidate you by spreading rumors and spreading gossip about your character or anything like that, it's like you just letting it go again. Because that this person is stuck in a bubble. This person has the demon of hostility just on them. And it's because they feel defeated. They gave up on their dreams a long time ago. And you never did. Even when you were stuck in a depression. Wow. I'm not making this up. Even when you were depressed. And you might have had moments that you felt like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to go on. And you made it through that. Because even if you didn't feel like that in the moment, your spirit knew what was happening. Your higher self, your ascended ancestors, the Most High, was still fighting on your behalf to separate you from these strongholds, these energies that people were throwing your way. You had moments where you were down. And instead of the people around you that they were supposed to love you and nurture you and help build you up like you did for them, they chose to kick you while you were down. You had individuals that tried to bury you alive. You had individuals that left you for dead, and you still give them grace. And it did a lot for you in this transformation, because you finally learned how to walk away. I ain't even shuffling. This just at the bottom of the deck. You learned how to walk away. All right? And that is their judgment. They are currently being judged by the divine for hurting you when you didn't deserve it, for not offering you the love and support that they should have offered you. It's not hard to love one another. It takes more energy to put out negativity than it does positivity. So these individuals went out of their way to hurt you. They went out of their way to beat you down. You maintaining these boundaries is making it so much easier for your ascended ancestors in the divine to get on that ass. Okay? You are victorious. All right? You have defeated these demons that have been in your bloodline for centuries. You have broken generational ties and curses that were sent to end your bloodline. And you decided to move with love. You decided to follow the guidance of the Most High. You decided to sit on your throne and tell the enemy, not today, not today, not this one. Find somebody else, because it ain't me. That's you. Anything else, Holy Spirit? I'm talking to somebody. And it's going to lead to a lot of long-term success. All right? These wins that you are experiencing now, these wins that you will experience tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, is here for the long haul. You will not go through this storm again. All right? So push that thought out of your head. Release that anxiety about feeling like you have to dig and dig and dig and dig for a blessing. You are the blessing. All right? And it wasn't easy for you to get to this point. The Most High knows that. But you stayed strong-willed. You see how he working. You stayed determined, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy healing your inner child. It wasn't easy working through the traumas that have been in your family for generations. It wasn't easy choosing a loving path when you were surrounded by hate and hurt, when you were raised around trauma and poverty and pain. It wasn't easy, but you stayed fighting for what you knew was right. You chose not to go with the status quo. You released it. You released the past. And it's because of your passion for the future. You're so passionate about the future generations, whether it's in your family or even the future generations in general. You knew that even if you had to fight alone to help the future generation in some type of way, you was going to do it. And that is honorable. Okay? Let's see. Anything else for the collective, Holy Spirit? Yeah. And it's because you are not afraid to tell the truth. I'm talking to someone that you were very bold in the actions that you took. As a child, you definitely were very assertive, you know, and you spoke up. I'm talking to somebody that was a whistleblower because you've seen and probably experienced traumatic events in your childhood that the adults in your family that were supposed to protect you and offer you support, they just tossed it to the side. They didn't take nothing you said seriously, even though it should have been, you know? And a lot of individuals in your bloodline blindly just went along with that. They knew things were wrong, but they didn't speak up on it. But you did, all right? And that's how you know that you were chosen. They were very defensive, you know? You could have said, you know, the ex person did something to me as a child. I know it was wrong, thinking that somebody was going to help you and support you. and they just wanted to be right. They didn't care. This Knight of Pentacles, it represents you persevering, all right? For you to keep pushing forward because your persistence is leading to these new beginnings, all right? Because you were willing to let go of the past version of yourself that was codependent. You are free from any limitations that anybody set on you, okay? And it's because you exercise your free will. You're making conscious choices, moving in your heart space. And it's because you chose to love yourself more, all right? Somebody's grandfather could be significant, or this can represent you just having a lot of spiritual maturity, all right? And it's through the cleansing practices that you do, all right? So you could be a person that likes to sit out in the sun, and you have moments where it's like you have big emotions, you have moments where, you just, the feelings just be feeling a little too much, right? And that is when you use your resources. You pray to your angels. You pray to Archangel Michael to protect you and your loved ones. You pray to the Most High to guide you and give you signs and synchronicities on how to move forward. You pray to your ascended ancestors to continue to love you and guide you, to keep you steady on this journey as your ascendant. And that is why you are receiving this Ace of Pentacles. You have so many new doors opening for you to abundance. Okay? So it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but it's nothing to you. Because these individuals with this negative energy, they regret what they did because they knew they were wrong. All right? As they see you grow and heal, they're starting to criticize themselves. All right? These individuals are starting to introspect. You have triggered a spiritual awakening for so many individuals that will never give you credit for it. But hey, it's out of your hands, right? Because at the end of the day, you are doing God's work. You are standing in your divinity. You are standing in your power. And this number is a message from your angels letting you know that you are on the right path. All right? Do not doubt that because you are. A lot of positive changes are coming your way. And it's going to come in the form of signs. You're going to get a lot of feedback from individuals that are going to express to you how much you have helped them. All right? You're going to receive blessings, nuggets of blessings, whether it's coming in the form of money, whether it's coming in the form of job opportunities, or when it's coming in the form of you stepping outside and the sun shining a little bit brighter on you. All right? You're going to feel the love that surrounds you. Even if it's not physically individuals that are around you, you're going to feel the love of your ascended ancestors. You're going to feel the love of the Most High. It's showering. It's going to shower on you. And for some of you, it is already showering on you. So bask in it. Bask in the joy. All right? Because there's so much more to come. All right? If this resonated, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Continue to live in love and light. Bye.